It's always kind of sacred to have voice memos of how songs start because they're often terrible sounding and stuff. But I think it's quite cool to share, some a lot as much as I possibly can of the process. So here is the first initial voice memo. This is just me propping my iPhone down so I don't forget or lose the idea. Probably quite late at night, and later on in the evening, so I didn't lose the idea. And yeah, this is the voice memo for the very first one, anyway, for what eventually became Long Nights. Yeah, Long Nights was the initial idea that I had after listening to a lot of country music, I guess, and some really cool sort of organic sounding tunes, I guess, on Spotify. And I wanted a really sort of hard hitting chorus to really. It was always in my head that it would start with the chorus, actually. So we kind of kept the idea all the way through, even from the very first moment of me putting something down on voice memo on my iPhone to the fully recorded track. So yeah, I remember weirdly late at night, I often, if I've got a guitar, I always try and keep a guitar laying about at home, because when I pick it up sometimes out of nowhere, ideas will just kind of, it'll almost be like, it's almost like they've been given to me from somewhere else. Doesn't always happen, rarely happens, to be honest. But yeah, that kind of happened late at night. And then I remember just getting the initial idea down, probably in a very quiet form so I didn't wake anyone up. And we went from there, really. I remember keeping it in a sort of private SoundCloud link for a while, sent it over to my manager, sent it over to Matt. Those long nights, you in my arms, ain't got no worries, we safe from home, ain't got no money, I'm a place to call home. Yeah, it was. It went from there, really. We ended up building it out. I remember it was always a song that I wanted to have tight harmonies on, heavily inspired by sort of the Eagles and a lot of Marcus King and stuff like that. I'm a massive fan of. So yeah, it kind of just naturally flowed really well creatively when we were writing it and stuff and recording it. It wasn't until I got it together live with a band and we were initially going over the parts and stuff and how we were going to kind of shape it out and play it when we were going to play it live, that it really kind of confirmed for me that I definitely wanted the chorus to be this kind of really big, powerful sounding vocal stack of different harmonies. Yeah, I only first had the sort of chorus in a very, as I always write songs or seem to write songs in a very slow tempo. I had the initial sort of, I remember just strumming through a bit of D, really. I always had the D, and then kind of just, sometimes ideas will just come to you off. That's why it's always handy to have a guitar around. And then, all those long nights, you in my arms. And it wasn't until I got together with Billy and Matt in the studio to kind of really sculpt it out, turn it into a full track, that we ended up kind of writing the verses. I remember Billy kind of going through these chords, and that kind of, also the whole song really just kind of flowed really, really quickly and quite, but quite easily, to be honest, as far as songwriting goes in my eyes, anyway.
It works better now because it keeps going and going and going, because you think you're still thinking, oh, this is it, everything's kicked in, and then after that we go. Sometimes I sit back and I think of you.
So that chorus is the one. So we've got the first chorus all dead mellow, the one where it kicks in, but with integrity. Like it kicks in, but it's not cheesy, and then it kicks in big for the second big chorus. Yeah. What I want to try, can you try it where you're half the first chorus?
Yeah. It's been long, but I know that I've got time and days in you. Hope you see it too. All those long nights, you in my arms. Ain't got no worries, we safe from harm. Ain't got no money, on a place to go along. There's a fear, something on the other side.
Long Nights has always kind of kept the same name, I think, just because I just that was the first kind of initial lyric. Often I might, hum things or just to come up with a tune, and there might be the odd little bit of lyric there subconsciously that I'll end up going with or changing at a later date, but I always from the off had all those long nights. That was the first thing that came out of my head, first thing I sang, and first thing I kind of came up with. So this one was always definitely Long Nights. There's hundreds, probably thousands of songs that I write like that, or ideas or little snippets that will always remain just on my phone. And then, yeah, like I said, it naturally flowed really well. We sculpted it out quite quickly into a tune, and really fortunate to obviously work with an amazing team of people and creative people to be able to kind of build it out from an initial spark, initial idea, and turn it into what you guys now hear as a finished record. After kind of building it out within the studio and turning it into a full song, and kind of getting it down in demo form and draft form, I remember at the same time I was quite kind of quickly wanting to figure out and find out what it would sound like in a live setting and with a band and stuff. So got together with the lads for rehearsals and stuff, and we spent a lot of time converting it into something live. And yeah, that's always my favourite part, I think, because my favourite part about being an artist in general is just playing live. So when I'll take a song that has been written, when I take a song that I've written and then play it live and then add everyone else's elements in and stuff, and you take something from a recording in a demo form or whatever, and you hear it all together all at the same time in a room, is my favourite part about songwriting. And we took it to the room. I took it into the room with the lads, and then we took it kind of to the next step of seeing what it sounded like live all together. And then that's really the confirmation for me on whether or not I really like a song, or really want to go forward with a song. And it just felt really cool, and definitely I felt certain about it being the song that I wanted to move forward with, I guess, in this kind of new era of music, as me growing as an artist and me moving forward as an artist into this next lot of songs for this next EP for Embers. So yeah.